Oh, BookTube. I'm having real video issues today. Right, let's put it there. Hi there, BookTube. It's Emma from Emma's Bookish Lifestyle. And yes, I'm wearing the same outfit. I've batch recorded because I've not been well. And this is one of the few days that I've been feeling sort of semi-human. And thought I would just update you on some of the books that I've read or been reading. And yeah, just kind of touch base with you all. So I've just recently finished, just so that you know, the graphic novel Low Volume 2 by Remenda, Tocchini and McCaig. Really enjoying this. This is obviously the second in a series. I really like the graphic artwork and the colour palette that they use. I will say I am a little bit frustrated with one element, and only one element of this, and that is I really don't appreciate the fact that all female characters have to be exposed up top. Now, I'm a lady and I'm a woman of the world, and I appreciate they're there. I am a lady that has quite an ample bosom. However, the necessity to portray a woman topless, irrespective of whether you're undersea or not, seems unnecessary and at times almost over indulgent by some of these artists within the graphic novels, especially in this particular series. I don't feel the gratuitous nature of the topless images of women are required. You don't see detailed, genetically formed male nether regions in this series, and so why is it necessary to overexpose a woman's image? Now, I know that these aren't real women. I know they're not actresses, they're not anything like that. It is a drawn image. However, despite the fact that I love the story, by about halfway through, there were just so many unnecessary images of women's breasts that I just was starting to get riled up, shall we say, because even in fight scenes they had to be exposed, and they were wearing clothing before and nobody else was exposed. It was just the female characters, and it just didn't seem necessary. I am going to carry on with Volume 3 because I do have Volume 3. But if it carries on in that respect in regards to the nature of kind of the actual graphics of women and the way that they are portrayed, then I'm going to be brutally honest, I think I'm going to have to stop. The thing is, what is good about this is they are trying to portray a strong female character. They really are trying to portray a strong female character. The woman in this, the main protagonist, is a female who has been exposed to a horrible fate to her family. Her husband was brutally attacked and murdered in front of her children, and her 3 children are sort of spread to various areas of this underground world, underseas world, while above, obviously, the earth has been damaged, and she's determined to go and find a probe that's going to show if there is a planet with habitable life sources for them to go to. And this just carries on that story, and she is a strong character, and she does have emotions and sensibilities. She's not just rock hard, running around with an Uzi 9mm, shooting people up and giving her vengeance. She's got an ethos and a morality to her. So why ruin it? Why ruin it with a bit of gratuitous imagery just for the sake of your male audience? Do you really want your graphic novel just to be aimed at men? Are women not supposed to enjoy this? Anyway, rant over. Hopefully it'll get better in episode 3. So that's what I've just recently finished reading. And part of the reason for that is it was a graphic novel. There was hardly any writing and it was mainly imagery, and it took me quite a while to read because I've only really had fleeting glimpses of good eyesight since Friday lunchtime. So prior to that in the week, my reading has been non-existent basically. And so also while I've been laid up in bed, I've also received some books very kindly from publishers. Now these ones are from Wildfire and they're called Classic Tales. Now part of the reason why I asked for these is twofold. My love of animals, cats and dogs, but also because I thought they were something that might be an enjoyable standpoint for my 9-year-old little girl that I'm friends with, who is animal mad, absolutely animal mad, but also would sort of maybe introduce her a little bit into the world of classics at an earlier age, but maybe in a more a more tolerable bite-sized chunk than a big old classic. So these are actually called Classic Tales, and Tails. And the first one is Pugs and Prejudice. The second one is The Great Gatsby. The third one is Romeo and Juliet. And the third one is The Picture of Dorian Greyhound. So, you know, they are a bit tongue-in-cheek. They are also a little bit, they're beautifully published, I have to say. They've got absolutely adorable end papers. And, you know, very, very good quality paper on the inside. They remind me a little bit of the old, I don't know if some of you will remember, the sort of the vintage library. I think they were called Ladybug books. And they're about that kind of size, and they've got absolutely amazing imagery throughout. This is just Pugs and Prejudice, just to show you. But it's obviously got the story to an extent, and then the imagery to go along with it. And that's Pugs and Prejudice. Let me show you one of the cat ones. And again, beautiful end papers, beautifully done, beautiful imagery. Sorry if you can't quite catch that. I'm trying not to get a shine on it because they're quite shiny pages, but absolutely beautiful. So thank you very much, Wildfire, for sending me those for review. I will be looking at them, reviewing them myself, and then they will be going to my 9-year-old little girl, who is a friend of mine, so that she can have a look at them. The next book that I've got is from Riverrun Press, and this is called The Easy Way Out by Stephen Amsterdam. Now this is basically, it's called Blackly Funny, but it's based on quite a serious topic, because the main character, Evan, is a suicide assistant. His job is legal, it's just that obviously, you know, there are moral discussion points here. And so I'm really, really interested to read it. It's basically, I think it's just over 260 pages long. And it's some of the comments that it's had so far from like Sunday Times and The Guardian. Sunday Times said it was an unsentimental, thought-provoking tale about the meanings of life, death and freedom of choice. And The Guardian said you might want to find and hug a nurse after finishing this thoughtful and ethically nuanced novel. So that really, really sounds interesting to me. And I know there's been a lot of talk in the press and various other things about assisted death for people who have obviously terminal illnesses and various other things, and whether people have that right to choose when they are to die. So that's those ones. And last but not least, this one comes from Quercus, and this is Sleeping Beauties by Jo Spain. Now this is, I believe, a thriller. She's a new author to me. I've never read her before, but I do love myself a thriller. And this says, the inspector frowned and examined the earth under the trees. As he scanned the glade, his stomach lurched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, counting the mound of earth disturbed under the tent. Somebody had cleared the earth of its natural layer and sown their own flowers. In 5 places, 5 graves. Now this, I believe, is based in an Irish village, so it's going to be really, I think it's going to be quite rurally atmospheric. So I'm really, really looking forward to that one and appreciate being sent that one. So that's where I am, BookTube. These are the books that I've recently received from publishers. If you've received these books or have read any of them, I'd really appreciate having a chat with you and your comments down below. If you'd like to see anything particular or any particular reviews about any of the books that I show on my channel, please also let me know down in the comments below. And for now, I'll speak to you soon. Take care, BookTube. Bye.